In Portlock, they had very little actual evidence about the terms of the trust instrument itself. It wasn't as if there was a photocopy lying around, or they were able to produce a template document that the lawyer or whoever set up the trust would have probably used back in the day. All they really had was an advice letter that had been done some many years earlier that quoted particular terms of the trust instrument, and then they had an affidavit backing that up from the lawyer who wrote the advice letter. The lawyer had long since retired, but the lawyer came back into the courtroom, provided an affidavit and said that, well, look, for me to have actually written this letter many years ago and quoted the terms that I have out of it, I absolutely must have had a copy of the trust instrument sitting with me. And the ability of the lawyer to then say, and not only can I say that with a fair amount of authority, I can tell you that my practice throughout my entire career was to run my files in the following way, which included having a physical copy of the trust instrument and then preparing the advice letter simultaneously while reading that trust instrument. The court was able to say, well, that, from our perspective, that's sufficient for the trustee to continue working off the back of that letter, which in fairness didn't give a heap of detail. It basically just confirmed who the beneficiaries were, what the vesting date was going to be, and that the trustee had some element of discretion leading up to the vesting date. But aside from that, there were no other, wasn't as if there were any trust powers or anything else that the lawyer was able to re-articulate. But within those parameters, the court said, well, look, it's okay for the trustee to rely on it, it's reasonable for the trustee to rely on this material, but we're not going to reinstate the document. And indeed, if the document was to subsequently reappear, the trustee may not be completely discharged from its obligations to have, in the first place, actually found the trust instrument.